Hi, welcome
Howdy.
to 15.2.
15.2.
Today we continue improving our skills with musical elements. And we are kind of using this music theory book, and we're looking at chapter 1, basic structure, and recall that according to this book, there are 3 elements of music. Can you remind us what those are?
Melody, harmony, and rhythm.
That is correct, according to them. Now, you may also remember that I made a recommendation that you work on 3 things. 1, continue to learn your instrument, which is a guitar in this case. 2, learn the notation system. And number 3, to improve your confidence with the keyboard itself, becoming familiar with the keyboard.
Instrument, yes.
In this case, a piano keyboard. So, today we are going to do really what I would call an exercise as you advance your skill with a knowledge of the notation system. But we will also connect it to the keyboard for a while. So that would be 2 goals there. So I'm going to give you an exercise. This would be a normal old-fashioned exercise. And I'm going to have you, as we look at the staff here, and I would like you, what I'm going to assign you to do, is to write the notation starting with the F down here, which is the lowest one before you need extra lines. And write it in, put F, and we'll do it as a quarter note. We'll worry about what that means later. So you're going to write it, F, and then the next one up. Feel free to get some space there so they're not all crowding into each other. And keep going to the top of this line, which is before you need to add extra lines. And now this will take a little time, so this would be a kind of a... Would you prefer to use something kind of dramatic like this, or a regular something smaller? And so I want you to write the lowest one, of course, is, I'm just reminding, is
on the line is
no,
an
it's
F.
right below it.
This is an F.
But you,
so this is a
can
G.
you draw it in there? Draw it in there. Draw the note itself. Make it nice and dark. Can you? Can I see that? Oh, and you don't have to make them so close to each other. Feel free to make them a little bigger. And right, so you're going up the line.
A.
That is correct. Mark it in there and draw it as a quarter note.
B.
Yes. Nice.
C. D. E. F. G. A. And then the one above it,
Right
B.
above.
Then a line and a thinger is C.
Do you recall where that C is on the keyboard?
Middle.
Can I hit it?
Sure.
Look over here. Right, as we kind of orient ourselves to the keyboard itself.
There's
Now
our
you're
C.
going up.
D. Above the line. Or, well, that should be like
Just,
this.
yes, right, in the same way that this one is. This
Right.
F, right at the bottom.
And then this is an E.
Very good.
And then this is an F. G. A. B. C. D. E. F. Then A on top.
No,
Or G.
G, very good.
Right.
As the instructor, I'm impressed with how quickly you did that.
Wow.
No, I thought this might be a more toilsome task, but you were moving along pretty fast, and and writing those notes in there, and the actual name, and without having to think a lot about them. Now we're going to relate what you just did to the keyboard itself. And that would
Golly.
be, it'll keep developing your familiarity with the notation system. Why don't you go over here? And at the same time, you're constantly getting accustomed with the notation system, but applying it to the keyboard.
Okay.
Are you very comfortable? But,
I'm fine.
and do you just offhand know where this F is?
So let me think. This is
Okay,
C. This is C, D, E, F, G.
Where are you on here?
So this is F.
Where are you?
I'm just figuring out where
Okay,
stuff
that's
is.
fine. Yeah,
This is an
okay.
F.
No, what is,
No.
where's C again?
C, D, E, F,
And then what's after
G. But this is F, so you want me to find the bottom F?
F? Yes, the one that goes.
So it's probably
here.
this.
There it is. There's your F, and that is the same as this, right?
Yeah.
So, let's just use your hand by itself and go up the scale from there and tell us what the note is. You don't have to look here now.
F, G, A, B, C.
What is that?
C,
C.
D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then we got one more. D, E, F, G.
And there you're at the top, right?
Yeah.
So this notation takes us from what's your lowest note, your F, to your what was your highest? What is that note?
F,
And what is that top note?
G.
Right. Now, how convenient. I'm going to press a note here and then you find it on the piano.
Oh no.
Okay, let's go with this one.
C.
Can you press it on the piano? Very good. How about this one? Let's go with that one. Okay, can you do this one?
A.
Yes. Figure it out, that's fine. Very good. How about this one?
Is that an F you're pointing to?
No, the last one.
G. That is.
There we go. Okay, now let's just do the experience of. Do you have to hold that with your left hand? Could you
No.
hold it with your right? Okay. I want you to look at the note now and also play it here. So, and say what is it?
F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Can you change hands? Now you're at middle C. And where are you now? On
In the
key-
middle.
Right there, right?
Yep. C, D, E. Oh, dumb. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Very good. Now, why don't I take over this spot again? That was you're kind of impressive. And as a
6 minutes.
6 minute left, as a teacher feedback, you're going faster at this than I thought you might.
Okay.
But that would be a good example of, in the teaching world, how some kids, there are some people that would still be having a really hard time, and then how patient should I be? Should I hit them with this thing?
Right.
You know, or how do you encourage? But you're really moving on awfully confident. I suspect that you had learned this before someplace.
No.
Is that possible? Now,
This
the
is the
next thing we're
first
going
time.
Real? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next
I learned quarter notes and whole notes from playing drums.
You took drum lessons.
I had an entire drum set in my room for like 5 years.
And you learned about
You don't
quarter
recall
notes
hearing?
and notes.
Yeah, I knew the note that there was a quarter note and a whole note, and I had an idea that
Yeah, the rhythm of it.
the every good boy deserves fudge thing. I learned somehow, but
Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do in the time, since you have done this scale, where's your thing? Let's see. Where did it go?
it's up there.
It's there. which is basically, this is basically a C major scale. I don't know if you recall that.
What do you mean?
It's there are no sharps and flats. It simply goes,
Oh, okay.
and do you kind of remember those?
So it doesn't matter where you play it.
Well,
It's still
it's still all those C major scale notes.
right.
Now, so in this chapter 2 is the scale. Now, and I'm going to play the C major scale, reminding us that there are 12 notes. But when in the tonality system, you're playing in keys, either minor key or major key, and there are only how many notes used?
7.
7, and then it repeats the octave. You know that term. So we also learn that the major scale, you start with the basic tone, in this case C, then you go up how much?
1 step. Or no, yeah. Whole step.
And that's 2 halves.
It's like whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step.
Yes, I think you missed one of them, but I'm just going to start the basic
Whole.
tone.
Whole, half,
Half,
whole, half.
and you can see here's a half, and here's a half, even though it looks like
Yeah.
it should be whole, but it's not. You
Well-
understand? You kind of understand. What is this?
This needs to go by Lancelot.
Okay. Now, what I want you know that under a C major scale is going to start with C. So I want you to write the C major scale out here. And I want you to start with the middle C. So write your middle C out nicely.
So, I guess I can use
You're
the
going to
bigger
make it
one.
nice and pretty. See how nice that is?
C.
Okay, just spread them out. And then what will the next one be?
D.
That is correct.
I mean, doesn't it just go straight up?
And then E.
F. G. Oh, what am?
That's right,
Yeah.
G.
G. A. B. C.
Very good. Very nicely done. So now I'm going to, we're getting more and more confident with the notation, actually marking them, making them, writing them, and getting used to those. Now we're going to practice relating it to the keyboard. So I want you to play the C major scale and
Look at it.
Look at your notes, and you know it's going to start with middle C. There we go. Now I'm going to teach you a little.
I know. So like this.
There. That's called, and that's technically called fingering. You notice that when it fits the hand like a glove, you're more likely to be comfortable with it. Very good. How much time is left?
1 minute.
Okay, since you're so smart, why don't you go down from this C down to the, write it in here down to
Go backwards.
just, but now write it in here, since you do things so fast.
Oh golly. Gotta keep on
And
writing.
you got a C already there, so
B. A. G. E. No,
no.
F. I always forget F exists. E. And then underneath is the C, D.
yes.
And then the bottom one is the C.
Middle C, right? Very good. And you notice here that they start with the C major scale.
Mm.
They're even going, and why don't you look at the notation here just to see?
Right. The half
the-
step.
Can you see that that looks like a C?
Yeah. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Very good. Right on the button.